運が悪かったんだよ、お前らは。
Get wrecked, bitch. Reina said Yumi doesn't even know she has a sister, and yet Yumi would visit Sunflower Orphanage and see Haruka?
はるか、お前なんで孤児院に？
わかんないよ、そんなの。
I'm fucking
お前が
8.
ひまわりにいたのも母親は知ってるんだろう。なら
どうしても迎えに来ることができないって手紙で何回も訳聞いたんだけど、それしか。
ユミもそう言っていたのか？
うん。ただ最後にお姉ちゃんが来た時、お母さんからってこれをくれたの。でもその時思った。私本当にもうお母さんと会えなくなるかもしれないって。
あんた、桐生さんでっか。元堂島組の。お初にお目にかかります。わし、五代目近江連合本部の林今んね。噂はよう聞いてますぜ。
近江連合ってことは錦山に頼まれたのか？俺を狙ってるんだろ
いや、電話鳴ってますぜ。どうぞ金銭と取っておくんだね。
How polite.
桐生だ。
伊達だ。桐生、100億の星が分かったぞ。ユミだ。お前が追ってるユミが星だ。
なんだって？
現場に指輪が落ちてたらしい。
指輪？
ああ、10年前お前から預かったあの指輪だ。とにかく登場会は彼女とその共犯の女を追ってるそうだ。
共犯？
そうだ。明日セレナで話したい。大丈夫か？
ああ。そうか。お前らも弓と水木を。
いや、わしらが追っとんのはそこのお嬢さんですわ。
なんでこいつを？
それは言えまへんな。わしも未練後のもんですさかい。桐生さん、おとなしゅうその子を渡したってな。
渡すと思うか？
ほなぶっちゃけ言いますわ。我ほどの男こんなところで殺しとうないんすわ。
あんたずいぶん気が早えな。
はあ？
俺はこんなところで殺されるほどやわじゃねえよ。
さすがキルさんでんな。ほなしゃあないな。おい
Go! Kill this arrogant motherfucker! Something I really like about Kiryu as a protagonist is he's just like, yeah, I can handle this. He has no doubts. He has no, like, concern that, like, yeah, no, this might be more than I can... No, he knows he's good. He's got this. Like, yeah, 10 dudes in this cramped confines of a bar. Yeah, I can handle this. This is no big deal. Man, that's just a ridiculous amount of damage. You fucker. You actual motherfucker. Damn it. Fucker. I really like main protagonists like that. They're just like, yeah, I got this. You guys go. I'm good. How dare you grab my lapel? I could end it in a cool way, but unfortunately... Hold on. This will be even stupider. I'm gonna end this by throwing a chair at you. Oh, my knee! Oh, my fucking knee! Dude, Kiryu, why would you do that?
私この人たちに追われるの？ねえ、なんで？
Bitch, I don't fucking know.
わからない。今はまだな。
Oh, the mystery deepens. Yumi stole the 10 billion yen. But why do these Omi alliance men, who are allied with Nishiki, want Haruka? Whose mother is Yumi's secret sister, who had never been mentioned before. What could this mystery be? Oh yeah, we're back to this, I forgot.
心臓移植？ええ、延命のための手術はもう限界です。妹さんを助けるにはもうそれしか。
いくらかかるんです？いや、いくらかかってもいい。それで優子が助かるならやってくれ、日吉先生。
お金の件は分かりました。ただそのためには適合するドナーが現れるのを待たなければなりません。それに運よく見つかったとしても順番待ちがあります。移植を受けられるまで一体何年待つことになるか。
何年もって、それじゃ妹には間に合わねえ。何か手はねえのか、日吉先生。本当に手はねえのかよ。なんとかしてくれよ。何でもするからさ。
本当に何でもする覚悟ですか？
ああ、妹が助かるならそりゃ何だって。
臓器ブローカーの存在をご存知ですか？
え？ああ、聞いたことはあるけど、まさか。
私からそういう仕事をしている人間に連絡を取ることはできます。ただその場合、手術費用とは別にまとまったお金が必要です。
いくらだ
？3000万。用意できますか？
うん、組長さん。
松重。
何の真似だ。
俺に金を稼がせてくれ。3000万どうしても必要なんだ。やり方はお前に任せる。だから頼む、力を貸してくれ、松重。
やり方は俺に任せる。あんたそう言ったな。
ああ、
初めからそうやって頭下げりゃよかったんだね。ほんじゃこれからは仲良くやりましょうや、組長さん。
じゃあユミの妹ってのがアレスの水木で、おそらくは100億の共犯。
そしてハルカはその娘だ。
行方不明だったユミはあの子にだけは会っていた。
Even though Yumi supposedly never knew she had a sister. And Mizuki was working here at Serena for 4 years.
セレナです。
No one finds this suspicious.
兄貴ですか？
シンジか。
やっぱり連絡取りたくて方々を回ってたんです。
そうか。今どんな状況だ？
実は今風間のおやっさん連れて逃げてます。
何？
あの後病院で手当てしたんですが意識はまだ。でも兄貴、あの状況から見ておやっさんを撃ったのは登場界のもんです。おやっさんの居所が知れたらまた狙われるかもしれません。
今どこだ？
信頼できる筋に隠れ家頼んでるとこです。落ち着いたらまた連絡します。連絡先はセレナ
On a boat. Wait, I
Yeah.
shouldn't have said that.
携帯を持ってる。
Shinji, I have a cell phone.
桐生、何か当てはあるのか？
いや、まだ思い当たらない。足を使って情報を
I found Ares. I don't know why I thought that would actually help, but I found it.
例の情報屋のところに行くしかねえか。
ひょっとして伝説の情報屋の話か。
Ah,
そう
Kage.
だ。知ってたか？
Surely Kage will be able to.
この町のことは何でも
Kage the florist will be able to help.
だが、そいつがいるのは例の公園の中だ。
西公園か。
ああ、通称サイの河原。ホームレスが住み着いた公園だ。奴はそのサイの河原の中にいるらしい。だが気をつけろよ。あそこは警察も不介入の危険地帯だ。一度中に入ると出てこられないかもしれない。
だが行くしかないな。今の俺には時間がない。だってさ、はるかのことを頼めるか。
ああ、ここも安全とは言えないからな。こっちで保護しよう。
Yeah, I mean, one bar already had 3 people shot dead in it with no explanation.
早く帰って
You see what I mean? How they just dropped that and no one's acknowledging that it happened anymore? Why? Why did a bunch of people in the bar get shot? Anyway, so seeing a flashback with Nishiki again is actually a good opportunity, I think, to talk about the character design. God damn it. Speaking of character design.
そう来ると思ったよ。
So, character design. For our 3 characters are actually pretty important, and by our 3 main characters of Kiryu, Haruka, and Nishiki. There was actually, like, symbolism put into their character design. Take Kiryu, in particular. I mean, his is the most striking, obvious example, because his suit, his terrible gray suit with a red undershirt is kind of iconic at this point. Of it representing the, like, their outfits represent kind of like their morality, more or less. Like, Kiryu was a member of the Yakuza. He is kind of morally fluid because of that. I mean, the first thing he ever did in the game was shake down some guys for protection money.
桐生さん、ご無事でしたか？
どういう意味だ？
That's the first thing we see him do in the game.
昨日バッカスに行くって
Like,
おっしゃってたんで
he's a good
今朝来
person
たら
in that, like, he has the benevolent, like, a silver dragon on his back.
巻き込まれはしなかったんだがな
But
ちょっと厄介なこと
in terms of what he's willing to do, it's morally gray. Like, he doesn't really have a lot in terms of, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's a bad thing. Like, we've seen the shit he's been willing to do during sub-stories just because some random person he met on the street told him to do some shit. Like, some of the sub-stories we've seen have been pretty duplicitous. And again, he was a member of the Yakuza. They did the crimes.
何じゃあお前サイの河原に入ったのか
So the gray suit is representative of, especially in this first game. Later on, the symbolism gets less substantial, but in this game, it's representative of how Kiryu is morally gray, just like his fucking jacket, just like his pants, his suit. He has a gray suit because of that. We're not, I mean, like, he's the main character, but we're not really sure, like, what's the level? What level are you on? Are you on the level? And then the red undershirt is obviously representative of violence. I feel like that almost kind of doesn't even need further elaboration.
もし会えたら聞いてみるよ
Whereas comparatively, Haruka has a pure white hoodie. It's obviously white in representing her moral purity. She has no, like, moral duplicity, no compunctions. She's a child. It represents the purity of her childhood innocence. She's, like, wise beyond her years. And is very smart and knows how to play people, but she's pure and she's good. Like, the first thing after her introduction scene that we see her do is like, oh no, I gotta save the puppy. And she has a red, what is it, like skirt? Like underskirt beneath, under her hoodie, which is, again, representative of violence. I mean, the first thing we see her in, the first scenario we see her in, is a bar full of dead people. And, unfortunately, violence is going to follow her very closely for the rest of her life. She's never really going to be able to escape the violence as a defining force over her existence. And then we have Nishiki, who, as we saw in the flashback, wears a white suit over a black undershirt. And that's showing how originally, when he first started, Nishiki had pure morality. He was motivated, like, he was always ambitious and driven, but he didn't really have the will to act upon it so much. He had his sister, and he had his love for his brother, Kiryu, and Yumi, and Reina. He had, like, he did have pure intentions. But then, after Kiryu went to jail for 10 years, he comes out, and Nishiki has become a dark, evil person. So the suit is representative of how he went from being a good person to his soul became blackened. He now has a black heart, just like the shirt he wears under his suit. And the suit's also kind of representative of how, like, outwardly he presents himself as not, you know, as being on the up and up, but underneath it all, his motivations are selfish, and he's willing to do evil things in order to achieve his goals. And those are the three main characters of the game because they're kind of the three characters who represent Kazuma's legacy. We'll see more of it as we, progress in the plot. At this point, it's not really on those characters so much. But Kazuma, as the series goes on, is expanded out as being, this, ridiculously influential character. And Kiryu, Nishiki, and, surprisingly enough, Haruka represent the legacy of his will, basically. Like a dragon, Dragon Ball. Be gone with you. What a shrewd old man. Let's follow this black man in Japan. This Japanese black man will show us the way to Kage. Kitty, why are you trying to look cool with your hands in your pockets? So it's really funny following this series since the original PS2 game and seeing how the localization of these games has changed as the series has gone on. Because for a long stretch, the character we're going to meet, the florist, was called Kage. Because I don't know... Kage means shadow, and you usually see, fucking ninja characters named that, because it's like, ooh, shadow, right? He's a hidden character kind of thing. I don't, his name is well, he's called Hanaya the Florist, or something like that. But I don't know, they just didn't want to translate it that way, so they just call him Kage, or maybe that doesn't work in English, right? Maybe they're like, well, how do we call him the florist when we have to have this English dub with voice actors saying this shit out loud? I don't know. So they called him Kage. And then in later games, they're like, I'll call him Kage the florist. That way it's doing both. And this area that we're in, it's called Purgatory in this game, and I think originally the park was called Purgatory in the PS2 game also, but in future games, this area that we're in, this underground red light district, would get called the River Styx. And I actually kind of like that translation. I don't know what it is in Japanese. I'm sure Purgatory is more accurate. But I always kind of liked the River Styx, because it does have the water theme going for it. And it is kind of supposed to be an underworld kind of thing. So usually I'll always think of this location as being the River Styx.
あんたがサイの花屋。何の情報が欲しい？登場界の100億、それにユミと水木って姉妹の情報だ。報酬はいくらかかるんだ？情報を集めるのも金がかかるんだよ。どこにでも俺の手下はいる。キャバ嬢のパンツの色から裏の取引、表沙汰になってない殺しまで
全て俺のところに話が入ってくる。そして俺はその星の数ほどの情報をつなぎ合わせて客の欲しい正確な情報を提供するんだ。だから俺の情報は高い。わかるよな？
今は無理だ。でも時間がない。
だろうな。
おいおい、
10年前堂島の竜っていや相当なもんだった。俺はヤクザってのが死ぬほど嫌いでな。だが情報屋ってのはとどのつまり覗き趣味でよ。あんたが天下の登場会敵に回して何しでかすか実のところ興味津々なんだ。
それじゃ
あだがただで情報をやったんじゃ他に示しがつかねえ。俺はフェアじゃねえことは嫌いなんだ。
つまり
仕事をしてもらおう。堂島の竜にしかできねえ仕事をな。
It's the intro to the original Street Fighter.
地下闘技場か。
そうだ。金の使い道思いつかねえ金持ち。血見るのが好きな変態どもが。
See her? What a psycho.
戦士は殺しても殺されても問題ねえ。
In this world, it's kill or be killed.
サイの河原だ。
The underground. Oh yeah, see the river Styx.
俺にしかできねえ仕事っ
Get
て
it?
のは。
3人勝ち抜けば賞金が出る。そいつを手に入れられればそいつを情報料としてもらおうじゃねえか。
キリ
いいかキリュウ。これからこの先のリングで3人の男と連続で戦ってもらう。ルールは素手であること以外には特にない。好きに暴れてもらって。
Other than no arms, I want you to remember this.
強いやつとやってもらう。で、
No
3人
arms.
に勝ったら仕事をしたと認めてやろう。どうだ、分かったか？準備ができたら声をかけてくれ。またな。準備できたか？せいぜい観客を盛り上げてくれ。じゃあな。
Yeah. Those graphics. No shirt, no shoes, no arms or armor. Don't know why it needs the comma. Danielle Feldman. I always love when Kiryu takes his shirt off and you see that badass fucking tattoo on his back. And I also like the detail that right now, because it's been 10 years with him in prison, his tattoo's actually super fucked up. And, like, hasn't been touched up in a while. This is the first time you really get a chance to see his tattoo in full glory. And you can kind of tell that it's a little shitty. Every game in this series has a coliseum like this that you can go through as mostly as a mini game. I personally don't really find them to be that engaging because it's literally just exactly what this is in the story, which is 3 fights in a row. Honestly, in some games they can be really fucking annoying fights too. And usually in every game, they'll find an excuse to make you go through the Coliseum as part of the story, too. Usually under just as flimsy excuses. The undefeated man. Yeah! Getty Buster Holmes! I want you to think about how weird that line was in the English dub. Also must have been really funny to have to translate that. 3-year undefeated champion, Getty Buster Holmes. I fucking love characters like Getty Buster Holmes. Just like, it is Blackman. It is Japan's idea of what a Blackman is. Bitch slap this boy. Oh fuck! Getty, no. Can I? I think I can. That's a little fucked up. No arms, no armor, but you can just go ahead and pop a healing item whenever you feel like it. That's fine. No one's gonna complain. Everyone's gonna be like, wait, Kiryu needs to chug an energy drink to finish this. If you look on the, speaking of character design, on the back of the florist's jacket, robe, whatever you want to call that, is the design of Fujin and Raijin, which are the Japanese gods of... I know Raijin is thunder. I think Fujin's the wind. Specifically, like, storming winds, I believe. You got Fujin and Raijin back there. I don't know what symbolic importance that has.
東上界の100億とユミと水木って女の話だったな。東上界三代目は金が盗まれたことを隠していた。だがそれを錦山って直系組長が緊急幹部会で暴露したんだ。
I love scenes where a character needs to explain to the main character what we, the audience, already know.
奴の動きは4代目の椅子を狙っているようにしか見えねえ。
かもしれんな。
だが今の東上界は群雄割拠だ。3代目は死に、跡目もまだ決まってねえ。となれば、100億取り戻した男が4代目だろう。錦山のたった一言の引き金で共食いの泥沼。人情が効いて呆れるぜ。100億を奪ったのはユミって女だ。こいつは匿名のタレコミがあったらしい。
何？
東上界で裏取ってるうち、妹の水木が事件の直前からアレス閉めて行方くらましているのが分かった。いよいよ本ボシってわけだが、2人とも見つかりやしねえ。それで
水木の娘遥かか。
なんだって？
東上界は水木の娘を探している。遥か今俺と一緒にいるんだ。
遥か、そうだったのか。一昨日顔を隠した妙な女が来てな。そいつが探してくれって言ったこの名前が確か遥かだった。
それがユミか水木ってことは。
さあな、女の顔は見たが俺にはそれがユミって女か水木って女かもわからねえ。
Especially because I don't know what either of them fucking look
仕事
like.
もできねえからな。丁重にお帰りいただいた。
But the florist, you're working with us right now.
そうか、わかった。お前に客だ。
客？
見に行くぞ。足元注意しろ。
何？こいつは。
驚いていいぜ。ここがサイの河原の本当の姿だ。5年前、警視庁は50台のカメラを取り付けた。テロ防止なんかが名目だが、所詮大して役には立ってねえ。だがよ、俺は実際にこの目で見たん
Creepy
だ。
as fuck.
1万台のカメラを設置してな。おい、客の様子を見せろ。
はい。
伊達さん。チカ、何があったんだ？
奴の行動をたどってみるか。奴の映ってる他の映像を出してみろ。伊達か。なんとも落ちぶれちまったもんだ。
伊達さんを知ってるのか？
ボス、10分前の映像です。
ん？
What were they doing exactly?
くそ。
ボス、トラブルです。
なんだ？
ライブ映像に回します。
桐生、伊達がやばいぞ。
What? That was like the hotel district, I think. What exactly was Date doing just walking around with Haruka in the middle of the hotel district? What were you thinking, my dude? We'll go ahead and save before we go. I don't know, those homeless guys that the florist could easily just call and tell them to stop and not beat up the guy. He could easily just do that, but we gotta go save him. So who knows what those homeless men might have in store. Let's save first.